Have you ever looked at someone who effortlessly plays a guitar, speaks 3 languages, or codes like a wizard and thought, how do they do it? What is their secret? We often see the polished result, the stellar performance, the finished product, the viral success, and assume a kind of innate, untouchable genius. But I'm here to tell you a powerful, research-backed truth. The real secret to success in learning any new skill is not talent. It's not luck. It's about method, consistency, and mindset. These 3 pillars, when applied correctly, can turn the seemingly impossible into the inevitable. The most common mistake people make is falling victim to the mountain of mastery fallacy. They stand at the base of the mountain, look up at the towering, distant summit, and become immediately overwhelmed by the sheer distance and the perceived difficulty. They try to leap from zero to expert in a single, unsustainable burst of effort, perhaps pulling an all-nighter to study or practicing for 10 hours straight, only to inevitably burn out after a few days or weeks. That initial rush of enthusiasm, that burst of pure motivation fades because the brain interprets the task as too daunting, too demanding of immediate results. The secret, my friends, is not to try and scale the mountain in a single jump. It's to meticulously build a reliable staircase of habits and effective strategies. This staircase is built on the foundation of deliberate practice. This is the first essential pillar. Deliberate practice is not just mindlessly repeating an action you are already good at. It is highly focused, uncomfortable, and specifically designed to push you beyond your current capability, focusing laser-like attention on your weakest points. If you're learning a language, it's not just rereading the vocabulary list you already know. It's forcing yourself into an awkward, real-time conversation with a native speaker where you are guaranteed to stumble. If you're learning a complex physical skill like a tennis serve, it's not hitting hundreds of easy serves. It's slowing down, breaking the movement into micro steps, and focusing solely on the tricky shoulder rotation. You must constantly seek the edge of your competence, the uncomfortable, error-prone zone where true learning takes place. And here is where consistency steps in as the non-negotiable partner to deliberate practice. This is the second pillar. We need to forget the myth of the marathon learning session every weekend. The truly successful, high-level learners, the ones who build skills that are resilient and last a lifetime, are the ones who engage in frequent, short, and intensely focused sessions. Think 20 to 45 minutes a day, 5 to 7 days a week. Why is this superior? Because learning is fundamentally a physical process. It involves building and strengthening complex neural pathways in your brain. These pathways are not solidified during the practice itself. They are cemented and consolidated later, during the downtime, the rest, and especially during your sleep. A small, consistent, daily deposit of effort is mathematically and neurologically infinitely more valuable than a massive, sporadic, and exhausting withdrawal. However, even with the best practice and consistency, you will encounter the learning plateau. This is the third major challenge. It's that period when you feel like you are putting in the effort, but you aren't seeing any noticeable improvement. This is where most people quit. But instead of quitting, you must utilize the power of meta-learning, learning how to learn. When you hit a plateau, you need to step back, analyze your method, and change your strategy. Ask yourself, am I practicing the wrong things? Am I measuring my progress incorrectly? Do I need to seek out an expert mentor for feedback? A plateau is simply a sign that your current method has reached its limit, and you need to innovate. Finally, underpinning everything is the essential growth mindset. This is the difference maker, the fuel for the engine. When you inevitably hit that frustrating roadblock, when your progress stalls and self-doubt creeps in, and it will, Your response is absolutely critical. The limiting, fixed mindset says, I'm just not naturally talented at this. I should give up. The powerful, evidence-based growth mindset says, I'm not proficient at this yet. You must embrace failure not as evidence of your inherent limitations, but as essential, unbiased feedback, a crucial piece of data showing you precisely where to focus your deliberate practice next. Every mistake is a signpost pointing you directly toward mastery. So abandon the restrictive idea that you lack the innate talent. Talent, in the end, is often just the visible, successful accumulation of small, focused, and persistent efforts over time. Start today. Identify the next, tiny, manageable step in your staircase. Commit to practicing deliberately with relentless consistency and with an unwavering belief in your infinite capacity to grow. The secret is out, and it's within your control. You have the power to learn anything. Now, go build your mastery.